So wonderful to see you today. Hello. Summer is in session. I am Natalie Rand. I'm here to guide you through movement and some very healthy wellness choices as per usual. So, as a reminder, we are in our full summer season. So, all of the things that we need to do to be supportive before we dive into September and start moving into fall, we're going to kind of do our last bits of what looks like taking care of ourselves this summer. All right. So, first thing I want to get into is a nice Ayurvedic tip. I was thinking of this yesterday as I was making my breakfast, because sometimes we go like when it starts to get really warm, like out here in California, depending on what area you're in, it'll be from, first thing in the morning, it'll start at like 60, and by the middle of the day, it'll be 100 degrees, right? So I want you to remember that we have that nice spectrum. If you are on this coast, or if you're somewhere where it stays warm, like the different things that you can do in the morning, Ayurvedically speaking, as your Ayurvedic wellness counselor advisor. It's always nice first thing in the morning when you get up to kind of check in with your body, see how you feel after you do your morning practices. And that might look like getting up and taking some deep breaths, or doing a meditation, or, having a spiritual practice if you have one. And then going to brush your teeth and just kind of taking care of yourself and cleaning everything up, without forgetting to maybe start the day with a nice glass of just neutral room temperature water. It's nice to reset. Sometimes people aren't really hungry, and that's okay too, if you're not very hungry. But I do encourage you, even if you just have a piece of fruit to start the metabolism going, it's really a great way to begin. A seasonal piece of fruit is always nice. And another lovely thing to do is try to keep your eating times in check. So have your breakfast by 9 a.m. Try to get up with the sunrise, that could look like 5. It could also look like 6:30, depending on what part of the world you're in. And then having your dinner between 5 and 7. And some people have been doing like this fasting craze. A lot of people are going into a period where they're taking the initiative to give their body what I like to call a rest. So their body is not necessarily eating throughout the day or snacking often. You're kind of giving your body this respite of time to recover. And I think that can be done with the right advisory. So always check with your general practitioner, number one, if you do want to do any sort of fast or dietary changes. But I also advise, like, if you do go down that road, some people are doing, 12-hour fast, 16 hours, 20 hours. I advise you to start the fast, if you're going to do it, in the evening. And I think it's sometimes difficult to do that, but I think it's super beneficial, because that's when the body begins to do all of its detoxes and resets, is overnight. Because when we go into the morning, then we begin to go into different areas depending on the person. And the body may get confused and start to store things. And we want it to flow and move things, eliminate, assimilate, and digest, right? So keeping all those little tidbits in mind, stay cool out there. And today we haven't done like just a strict Pilates session in quite some time. So I thought it would be nice to revisit a basic mat. And then maybe we'll do a nice cleansing, cooling breath at the end of the session. I hope that sounds good to you. All right. Let's not, without further ado, let's not waste any more time and get into it. Right? So we will start down here on the mat. We have a mat ready. And we'll begin slowly bringing the body down. A lot of people, classically speaking, we would start standing all the way upright, but I like to do classes where they have a big spectrum, and you can do anything from basic to advanced. Everyone can benefit from advanced all the time, right? So you'll sit down. Let's grab behind the knees, warming up the back to begin. So we'll just take a nice inhale. Make sure when you are doing the exercises, if you can sit up in this position, it's great. Otherwise, if it's straining, you can go directly down on the floor, just so it doesn't aggravate your psoas or your hip flexors, right? So from here, you're going to round the back, breathe in. Pre-Pilates exercise to get you ready to exhale, lengthen through the spine. Again, round the back, breathe, and exhale, bring it back up, right? So from here, feel the body get long, pull the navel in and up, squeeze the inner thighs together, exhale, curl through the spine. Inhale, stack the vertebra, get nice and tall, Lengthen through the back. And round the spine. We'll go a little bit more each time. All right, so we're getting closer to that mid-back of the thoracic spine. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, curl a little bit lower. Twice more, breathe and bring it back up. Go almost all the way down toward the upper thoracic spine and then climb back up. Lengthen through the back, push down into the heels. Press into the heels as you start to lower, and then we're going to go all the way down. So squeeze the inner thighs together, release the head, and rest. All right, breathe and lift the arms above you. Exhale, bring them down to the side of the waist. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. Feel the feet on the bottom of the floor. So the big toe, pinky toe, and heel are pressed into your mat. The abdomen's pulled in and up. 2 more. Breathe in and lift. Exhale, bring it down. Good. 1 more time. Breathe in through the nose. Notice my lower back and my ribs are starting to arch. So find the abdomen. Pull it in without tucking the pelvis. Instead, squeeze the navel and squeeze the glutes and inner thighs. And then you're going to climb your way all the way back up, feeling the back of the left side of the body and the right evenly. And then pump the arms to the hundreds. Breathe in. 2, 4, 5, and out. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. 3. Out. 4. Out. 5. Good. Really feel the shoulder blades go down. 1 more time. And release the head. All right. From here, stretch the legs all the way out in front of you. Flex through the heels. Good. Feel if there's any discomfort or ache in the body. And you're going to round your body all the way back up. Squeeze the inner thighs together as you reach forward for 3. Pull the navel in. 2, 1. And then squeeze the inner thighs and roll down up. The goal isn't to touch the heels or the toes. The goal is to pull the navel in and up when you come up. So when you're here, reach, pull the navel back. Reach, pull the navel back. Reach, pull the navel back. Squeeze. And it's like the fingertips don't want to leave the toes as you roll down. The inner thighs squeeze. The navel squeezes in. The heels press down. The back of the body is connected. 3 more. Exhale, reach it forward. Reach. 2, 3. Round the spine and squeeze. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Press on down and reach. 2, 3, and squeeze. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Last time, press it down. Squeeze and reach. 2, 3, and curl down. But let the body rest down. From here, reach the right leg all the way up to the ceiling. And we're going to draw a circle on the ceiling for 5. Press into that left leg 4. Press into it 3. Press. 2. Press. 1. Reverse the circle 4, 5. Good. Feel the left heel on the floor so the back of the left side of the body is really strong. Good. And then reach. Drop that leg down. Opposite leg lifts. Circle 5. 4, press into the heel. 3, the leg that's on the floor is like your supporting leg. And 2 more. 1, reverse the circle. 4, 5, push into that heel. 4, press. 3, press. 2, and 1. Good. Lower the leg all the way down. Reach the arms all the way up. Squeeze the inner heels together. Roll the spine all the way up. Reach through the 4. Scoot the pelvis forward. We're going to roll up and down. Squeeze the knees into the chest. Rock 3. Rock 2. Rock 1. Making our way back to our beginner's Pilates, right? So from here, when you're rocking or rolling like a ball, the goal is for you to have your spine rounded. So all of the body is just like squeezing in and out, right? So really, really tight space where everything's tight, tight, tight. Right, notice my shoulders up. You're going to drop your shoulder blades down back. This whole waist wants to go, whoop, right? So squeeze, lift, round, pull. all right? And you're gonna try to sustain that position by squeezing the pelvic floor muscles in the neck, yeah? From that position, we're gonna go straight into the series of 5. So round your back, pull the right knee into the body, extend the left leg. You're gonna extend and reach, extend and reach, extend and reach, extend and reach, right? If it's too much on the head and shoulders, you can drop the head down and just hang out here while you pull the navel down, right? So all of this is tight, squeeze in, down, right? And pull the head and shoulders up if it's available to your neck, and then switch. Right? I recommend starting with 5, right? So we're gonna do a variation on the double leg stretch. Basically, from the double leg stretch, you have the option to start with everything moving so the knees come in, heels are together in the V, they're slightly open, and the arms and legs reach out like you're gonna go, yes! And then hug. Now, if that's too hard for your body, or you've got a lot of cracking going, or you have an injury, you can start with hands behind the head, stretch the legs out, and pull it back in, right? Another option is keeping the head down and then reaching the legs and pull it back in, right? Reaching the legs and pull it back in, right? So here are your options. Yay! Hug, reach, in, right? And the other one is reach, all right? So you got a couple of options. You feel in your body what's actually working for you. If your upper body and your back is giving you challenges, or you feel like your neck is strained, keep your head down. You can still utilize the lower half, all right? So we'll do it as a unit, just doing 5 in a row. Choose which, you have a choice. You have a little variety of choices, so pick what you like and do 5. Ready? Here we go. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, breathe, and 2, one more time. Good. Now, single straight leg stretch, 2 pulls and switch. Pull, 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 right? You can lie your head down if that's too much for you. You can put the hands behind the head and do it without pulling if it's too hard on your body. We'll do 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Legs up to the ceiling. Squeeze your heels together. Hands are going to stay behind the head. Feel spaciousness through the back of the neck. All right. Sometimes I just like to check on my neck and then lengthen through the spine and stretch it on out. Okay. Curl the head and shoulders up. Both palms are stacked behind the head. Lift the head and shoulders. You're going to lower the legs. 1, 2, 3. Bring it up. And 2, 2, 3. Exhale. Lift. If this is too hard, you can put your hands under your pelvis. 2, 3. And lift. It's not important for the legs to lower completely. It's more important for it to stay tight, connected, lengthen. And 1 more. If it feels too hard on your back, you can bend the knees as well, right? Bend your knees into the chest, right? So the options for the single straight leg stretch is hands down underneath the pelvis, hands behind the head. You can even just do them lifted or just range of motion smaller, okay? Moving along, both hands behind the head, crisscross, all right? So from here, hands curl up. Differences in Pilates is we do a nice, beautiful twist and try to lift. So it's not about curling and getting up. It's more about lengthening and opening up the space, almost creating a triangle as you look back and switch. This is 1, 2, 3. Make sure you get the back up. 4. It's hard to get up in there. Lift. 5. Up. Good. And then bring your body upright. All right. So usually you do that series. All exercises are done 5 to 10, right? Nice and thorough, scooping the navel in, really engaging and resisting the floor is a big factor, right? To really maximize the movements, because if you do 5 really thorough, strong movements, it's going to benefit you more than getting 100 reps in and getting really very surface part of the movements, yeah? So from here, let's move into the spine stretch forward, okay? And from spine stretch forward, we will go onto our bellies, right? So flex through the heels, reach the arms up, pull the navel in, find that strength in your seat. It's almost like there's a fire under you. You're gonna reach up. So the back, all of this is so important that we go up, up, back of you, up, up, right? And remember, if you need support, you can put something underneath the pelvis so it's not so hard on the hip flexors. So you're gonna round back and reach forward. Inhale, stack it up. Again, exhale. Inhale, stack it up. Exhale, dump it out. Inhale, stack it up. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, stack it up. And relax. Okay? So from this position, we're going to have you flip onto your belly, okay, and do some posterior work, yeah? So onto the belly we go, lying flat. Anyway, sometimes I like to do like a little cat-cow before getting into it. So we will for now. This is non-classical, but it's nice just to kind of reset the spine. Look toward the left heel. Look toward the right heel. Go to the center, round your back, drop the head, pull the navel in. Inhale, arch the back, open the chest. Round the back, pull the navel in. Arch the back. One more time, exhale, curl. Good. All right. I like to do the little cat moves. Kind of really resets the back, right? Lie on your tummy. Pull the palms to the side of the rib cage, and we're going to do press up neck roll. So push the palms down, squeeze the inner heels together like you have a big fishtail. Pulling the navel in off the ground, squeeze it in and up, really tight here. Press down into the floor, lift the chest, look to the left, drop the head all the way down around and lift. Come to the center, roll the shoulders down and back. Look opposite way, all the way down around and lift. Come back to the center. Roll the head down to the floor, okay? Pull the navel up. You're going to press the upper back up. We're going to skip swan dive because, you know, it's not for everyone, okay? It would look like pushing the feet down on the floor, lifting up, and then riding down and coming back. Reach and back, all right? Sit back into child's pose for a moment before we start the next exercise. It does take a little bit of coordination, which is completely possible, but I find it's something that some people, you can get the same benefits out of a different exercise and a more like just safer approach, yeah? Take a nice deep breath. One more deep inhale. Great, all right? From here, single leg kick, so put the fist down on the floor, pull the navel in up, kick your right heel in, switch, switch. The main goal here is to make sure you're not sinking and just dumping in the lower back. You want to bring the legs close together, push the fist down, pull the navel up and push the fist into the floor as you kick the heel, switch, switch, switch. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Now, lower the body. Listen on one side and take a nice breath. So you feel the stretch in the neck. Breathe in, breathe out. If you don't feel the stretch in the neck, that's probably a great thing because you have the mobility in the neck, which is a beautiful thing. All right, switch ears. Breathe into the lower back, head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale. Good. Come back to the center. And now we're going to bring the hands high on the back. Bend both of your knees, and we're going to do the double leg kick. So from here, squeeze the legs into one fishtail again, like a big mermaid or mermaid tail, or man tail. Kick the heels. 3, 2, 1. Stretch them out and reach them out. 2, 3. Switch ears. Same thing. Again, kick. 3, 2, 1. Reach, lengthen. 2, 3. Again, kick, kick, kick. Stretch. I'm just grabbing one of my wrists to stretch out the front of my deltoids. And switch arms. Kick. 2, 3. And reach. 2, 3. Again. Kick. 2, 3. And lengthen. 2, 3. Once more. 2, 3. And press the tops of the feet in the floor. Pull the navel in. Reach the chest up without compromising the cervical spine, which is the neck. Float the feet off the ground and beat the heels as you reach the arms up. And back up to the waist. Reach through the legs. Lengthen them through the waist. It's like you're going somewhere. Reach. Reach through the legs. Reach through the arms. Reach through the back. One more time. Reach, 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 reach. All the way back home. And child's pose. Sit back onto your heels, knees wide. Breathe into the lower back. Good. It's all about the intent, right? Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, moving along, right? So normally we would go into neck pull and all that jazz, but we'll stop there for today, just for time. And I also wanted to do like a cooling breath, right? So here's a nice one. Something really nice and simple. Some people can do the breath, some people can't. And I believe we've mentioned it before. It's called Shitali, right? You pull cool air into the body and then you exhale through the nose, right? There's two ways you can do it. Some people can't actually like physically hold their tongue, like in that kind of like you're going, yeah, right? But you can also have the option of just pulling the air through the teeth, right? So we'll start and let's do 4, right? Nice and simple. Place your hands down onto the knees, find a comfortable seat in a chair or down on the floor. Nice sometimes to have back support. We're just gonna close the eyes. We're gonna breathe in. Let's start through the teeth, nice and simple. Down through the nose. Let's try that again. So breathe in through the teeth. Out through the nose. Twice more. In through the teeth. Out through the nose. Keep going if that works for you. You can also try the tongue breathing through the round circle of the small tongue. Through the nose. 4 more, just like that. Out through the nose. Last time, breathe in. Great. All right. I hope that worked out well. Now, there's so many ways that we could, talk about being well or taking care of ourselves. One of the best things that you did today was take just a few minutes to hop on here, listen to some really basic tips. Some things may have been challenging. Maybe it was a little too easy for you. The point is, it's really important to self-reflect, check in with your body, and when it begins to get hot outside, give it more grace and give it a little bit more flexibility and adaptability. All right? So fantastic to see you here on this lovely platform. I'm so grateful to have this opportunity. I'm Natalie Rand, and I will be here next week, same time. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. You can come here and we can do it together. All right? Until next week, thank you so much for joining. Ciao.